Hello and welcome. I've got a very simple video for you today where I'm going to be playing on in-game ladder and trying to improve, and hopefully, by extension, giving you things you can take into your game as well. So, first things first, let's look at the team that we're using. Pretty standard team. This isn't going to be a series where I ladder and I give you rentals. This isn't going to be a Road to Rank clone. I really just want to document my practice and my development with this team. And so you're going to see iterations of this in future episodes if I decide to make this a series. So let's get into it. In the current format, I think there are two main archetypes that you should consider playing if you want to not be limited by your team, and that's Shadow Rider Zamazenta and Ice Rider Miraidon. Now, as you guys know, I am a massive Ice Rider stan, so of course I am taking the Ice Rider Miraidon approach. For my money, Calyrex Ice, Miraidon, Urshifu, and Landorus are the four best attackers in the game. Those four members of the team are not going to change Pokemon-wise. You might see different EVs, different moves, but these four Pokemon are going to stay the same. What I'm trying to figure out is what the best supporting pieces are. I think the next best Pokemon you can add to these four is Incineroar, and a lot of other popular teams are doing this because Incineroar makes it a lot easier to pivot your Pokemon around, it's a good switch into Rillaboom, which Miraidon hates, and in general, Intimidate, Fake Out, Parting Shot, very useful, really fits well with the team. Dark type is super good against Shadow Rider, which is very annoying for Ice Rider, so I like that slot. Rocky Helmet is here because we really need more help against Urshifu. The only thing that we really have that's positive into Urshifu right now is our Miraidon, so I'd like Rocky Helmet to be able to punish them for Surging Striking us. In the last slot, this is the one that I'm the least sure about. Right now I've got Farigiraf. Now, you may have seen these Pokemon in similar shells. Lots of people are using Grimmsnarl, lots of people are using Whimsicott. There's a lot of stuff that could go here. I've also been playing around with the idea of Rock Ogerpon, Fire Ogerpon, Iron Hands. A lot of stuff could go here, but the biggest thing that I want Farigiraf for is stopping priority. When you look at a team like what Marco Silva used to get second at NAIC, it really relies heavily on priority. So having Farigiraf to beat, double Fake Out plus Shadow Rider seems really nice, and it gives us a way to get up Trick Room against those teams, whereas Ice Rider can get pinned by Astral Barrage plus Woodhammer, Astral Barrage plus Thunderbolt. So yeah, I feel like this is pretty standard. The only thing I really want to call out is Discharge on the Miraidon instead of Snarl, like most Scarf Miraidon are going. And I like Discharge because it just does a lot of damage and it's great for cleaning up endgames. The way the team plays is you really just attack and trade damage, and so eventually it gets to a point where you can just spam Discharge and end the game. So anyways, that's a quick breakdown of the team. Let's get into the games. Alright, here we go. Getting into things. We're in Master Ball tier, but we're kind of in the dumpster with rank 1138, and we have same 6 as Carrie's Portland team. So yeah, first thing we're going to want to do is see who has the pressure, and it's them because they have Tailwind plus Water Spout, which is kind of annoying, but actually they don't. Actually they don't because I have Scarf Miraidon, and that's faster than Jugulus. Okay, they have Rillaboom, which can slow down Miraidon's damage output, but I definitely think this is a Miraidon lead angle because it's the fastest thing. It applies the most pressure, it forces Kyogre to Terra, so yeah, that's really good. Let's see, Incineroar is good into 4 of their 6 Pokemon, except it's really bad into Kyogre and Urshifu. I think they probably bring Kyogre, they probably bring Calyrex, they probably bring Rillaboom. And so, who's left? They have to bring 2 Pokemon weak to Incineroar at that point. Yeah. I'm gonna bring Incineroar here. Incineroar is actually a really good lead, because Miraidon beats the only stuff that beats it. I'm definitely bringing Ice Rider to pin the Terra Grasses they have, can also Terra Water, and the only thing that can punish that really hard is Rillaboom. And then in the last slot, could go Giraffe, but I think Urshifu is just the most solid here. It's usually my default attacker when everything's kind of good, when everything's kind of bringable. And it's got Focus Sash, so it's not getting one-shot by Rillaboom, it's not getting one-shot by Jugulus. This just seems solid. Okay, Rillaboom Cali. Makes sense. Okay, so they're gonna have the faster fake out with Rillaboom here. I can make a play that covers for either slot getting faked out. If I go for fake out into Calyrex plus Volt Switch, because if they fake out Miraidon, I'll fake out Calyrex. If they fake out Incineroar, I get a Volt Switch off, and then I get into Cali Ice. They're in a pretty positive board position, so I don't think they're really incentivized to switch. I think they should probably just click fake out here. So I'm gonna go for Volt Switch to get some chip and fake out here. They could protect and U-turn, which is a pretty decent play. But I really want the Volt... Like, here's the thing. Volt Switch would be safer on Rillaboom, because they could just protect Cali. Okay, but my logic was it was worth the risk of Cali protecting because I really need every ounce of chip damage I can get on this Ice Rider, because as you can see, it is one bulky MF, so yeah, every bit of damage counts. Gonna go into our own Ice Rider, just expecting a Glacial Lance here. Shouldn't take too much damage from that, especially after the Intimidate. Oh, but they Trick Room. Okay, that's actually really good for me because now it means that Ice Rider will outpace Rillaboom. Oh, and they're leftovers. Okay, so they've changed Carrie's team. It's the same 6, but they have leftovers, not Never Melt Ice. That's very important to keep in mind. And the turn order is their Calyrex, Incin, Rillaboom. We do not know our Calyrex interactions. Okay. Yeah, here I'm definitely clicking Glacial Lance. Rillaboom kind of has to switch. Something I want to do... I could go for Parting Shot on Cali because my Incin is slower. And get into maybe Miraidon. Just to get Electric Terrain back up. Get into Urshifu. I'm definitely clicking Glacial Lance. I'm just worried about like Terra, U-turn, Amoonguss getting in for free. Just gonna Parting Shot here. I couldn't think of a better play. Pokemon's so hard because you only have so much time to make your moves. You don't have time to think about every little thing. All you can do is the best you can. Okay, that's good chip. They are Leech Seed. Alright, so the downside of that is I'm Leech Seeded. The upside of that is Glacial Lance is doing negative damage. Kyogre's kind of a problem. If they have Leech Seed, they don't have a Grass move, though. If I go Miraidon, I'm pinned by Glacial plus Spout. I don't think it'll KO, but it'll do too much. So what if I go Urshifu? What if I go Urshifu? I can go Detect plus Trick Room to reverse Trick Room. I kind of need to get into a situation where Miraidon can pressure Kyogre, and I can't currently do that with Trick Room up, so I think I go Urshifu here. Yeah, I feel like when you're in positions like this, you kind of just have to kill everything around the Ice Rider. Because they're -2 attack, and they're just going to be healing forever. Which is annoying, but in the end game, I should always outpace them because of Urshifu and Incineroar. Kyogre really is the biggest threat here. And I also don't think they can knock out Urshifu unless they go for Glacial Lance plus Thunder, which they might not even have. Could also still just protect and Trick Room. It's technically a safe play with no punish other than them going for Trick Room, which is crazy. I don't think they're going to do that. Yeah, I really just need to start pressuring this Kyogre. So I'm going to Trick Room and Detect. Because they have the pressure. They're incentivized to attack. They don't have to really make reads here. They should just go Glacial plus Spout or Glacial plus Thunder if they have it. I'm going for Detect, covering for Thunder. Important to note, if they didn't have Thunder... Okay, but they do. They do. If they didn't have Thunder, then I could go for Glacial Lance plus Close Combat onto the Kyogre, and that could have been a solid play. Keeping Trick Room up would have been nice, because then Calyrex is still slower than Rillaboom. I'm just trying to think about where all of my damage is going, where I need to get all my KOs. And here we're in a great spot, because I think we have a pin with Glacial Lance plus Stellar Terra CC into Kyogre. The only switch-in they have to that is Amoonguss. The only switch-in they have to the CC is Amoonguss, so Glacial Lance covers for that. In fact, that covers for literally everything. There's nothing they can switch into CC plus Glacial. They can't protect because Urshifu is broken. They probably just need to sack a Pokemon to get Trick Room back up, because they really can't let Miraidon run loose, but they also can't really pressure Cali. Yeah, I'm content. Stellar Terra CC will do so much as well. And then if they don't KO me, I get Stellar Terra Surging into their Ice Rider the next turn. So I think this is a really nice play, capitalizing on the pressure that we have created due to our positioning with reversing the Trick Room. Okay, no switches, no protects. They understand that they're kind of pinned here. They just barely survive, which is really annoying. Because it means... Oh, okay, but they just went for Water Spout. Never mind, it's not annoying. It's actually hilarious. It did literally 1 damage! Okay, they're gonna keep going for Leech Seed, but I don't really care because it doesn't do really any damage, and we're just playing towards an endgame where Calyrex is the last Pokemon remaining, and then bursting it. So that turn could not have gone any better. Okay, so let's see, they have what? 2 turns left of Grassy Terrain? I haven't been paying attention. 1 turn left, 2 turns left. Let's see. We still don't know what their 4th is. Could be Amoonguss, could be Urshifu. I don't think they brought Jugulus. It's Urshifu, okay. So that's pretty good for them. They should go for Trick Room here. Trick Room plus Surging Strikes into Calyrex is their best play. They could Glacial. I am going to go for Glacial and CC the Urshifu. The logic behind this play was I get Urshifu in range of an attack from Incineroar once Trick Room goes up, and then once Rain goes away, Incineroar can beat the combination of Urshifu plus Rillaboom. I probably should have just sacked Miraidon, though. I think what I should have done there was switch Miraidon in for Ice Rider, keep Ice Rider for the back. The thing is, if they don't click Trick Room here, then Miraidon just goes absolutely insane. They have to Trick Room. Oh my... Well, now I just win, no? Okay. I need to think now. 2 options. Go into Incin, fake out their Urshifu, get a big attack off. I could fake out CC. And that does a ton of damage, even if Rillaboom comes in. Or I could go Miraidon, and go for Drift plus CC. I could Drift Cali. I think we're going to stick with the game plan. Yeah. Yeah. I think we just fake out CC Urshifu. There's one turn left of Rain. This will do a lot of damage to Rillaboom. I think they're totally pinned by this, because their Cali's -3. I do not care about what this thing is doing. Fake out covers for them staying in. Also, y'all, I'll be totally real. I forgot whose Urshifu moved fast. I thought it was their Urshifu. Okay, so maybe I did just have a free CC and the fake out was wasted. I could have maybe gotten away with a parting shot. But I think I'm still okay with this. Oh, that's a huge crit. That should just win me the game on the spot? Maybe? Ooh, I don't feel good about that. And they Leech Seed, okay. Interesting. So Urshifu's gonna come back in here. I could just give them Incineroar. I don't think I want to do that, though. I think I need Incineroar to 1v1 Calyrex. I think I'm down to sacrifice my Incineroar here. Okay. I meant I'm not down to I forget what I just said. I'm not down to sacrifice my Incineroar is what I meant. Yeah, I just need to get rid of Urshifu. I'm gonna do this. It covers for them clicking Trick Room. It covers for them outspeeding my Urshifu. Let's see. They should probably go for CC into Urshifu. Because if they Surging Miraidon, it's just game. Okay, cool. Or Cert, yeah, I mean, that works too. And if they set up Trick Room here, the knockoff will pressure the Urshifu? Their Life Orb, okay. Okay, cool. So now Incineroar just wins the game, right? Now Incineroar just wins the game? Did I position this properly? This is kind of a complicated game. I also am running low on your time, so I gotta make my moves kind of fast. But, yeah, I think we just drift Cali and go for knock onto Incin. They're -1, right? Yeah, so I don't really care too much about Aqua Jet. Drift, knock. Double protect? Question mark? Okay. I was about to say that's the only way that play makes sense. There's no way they can just give me Urshifu there. But their Calyrex is -1,000,000 because Incineroar's been bullying them, which is really nice. Ice Rider and Shadow Rider are two like huge matchups that Incineroar helps in. So yeah, they're gonna go for Jet. Please don't crit. That still does a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, but they die to Helmet plus Life Orb. And then as long as they don't like double crit here, I think this should be locked. Okay, yeah, that does nothing. GG. GG. Okay, so a lot could have happened in that game. I think the thing that I'm most happy about in that game was making sure that I dealt with Kyogre properly. One of the things that could have happened is them calling Trick Room to reverse my Trick Room. I think it's interesting how long they waited to set up Trick Room and how they never switched out Calyrex. Something I want to highlight there that you guys can take into your games is you don't necessarily need to take a KO on a slot if you can make it useless. So you see what I did there with their Calyrex? As soon as I saw that they weren't Clear Amulet, I just ignored it because I realized Incineroar could keep them in check for the entire game. So I was always playing towards an end game of Calyrex versus Incineroar, and that context that I was playing towards informed every decision in my tree that I took throughout the game. So I needed to get rid of Kyogre, which I prioritized very heavily, and I needed to get rid of Urshifu, which I also prioritized very heavily. It was pretty obvious that they were going to switch their Urshifu into Rillaboom towards the end of the game there, but the thing is, if Urshifu dies, I win the game instantly because Incineroar just has them positionally dominated. So I'm willing to say, hey, you can either switch into Rillaboom or lose the game. Now, let's say that I don't get the critical hit on close combat, and Rillaboom lives at about 20-30% health. That is an interesting position, and I think not sacking Miraidon earlier would have cost me maybe the game in that situation. The thing is, I just need Incineroar to have enough health to be able to take the Glacial Lances and Wood Hammers so that it can knock off the Urshifu under Trick Room. So I think my big mistake was not switching Miraidon into the Surging Strikes that Calyrex took. So this is something you need to look for. When you get lucky, when you get a critical hit, you have to think about what could have happened and then what you could have done anyways. So I made a mistake by not sacking Miraidon, which I say in quotes because I wasn't really sacking Miraidon. Realistically, they can't afford to click Glacial Lance there. They have to Trick Room. So the switch into Miraidon was kind of free. And I also didn't need it anymore because Kyogre had already been eliminated at that point, and that's the biggest thing that I needed Miraidon for, especially after getting the close combat into their Urshifu. Yeah, so a lot to learn from that game, and I enjoyed it. I think that's a good first game for the series. I could have played better. There were some good teaching moments. Let's go. On to the next. Got our next game here, and oh boy, it's against my favorite archetype, Calyrex Shadow Zamazenta. This one doesn't have Fake Out, this one has double redirection with Rock, Ogerpon, and Amoonguss. So how do we want to approach this? Ice Rider's pretty bad. Ice Rider is really bad. In fact, can I even bring Ice Rider here? Oh my goodness. I don't even know if I can. I technically have the pressure with Miraidon, and they don't have terrain control, so it feels like another Miraidon lead type of game. And I also have Fake Out pressure. So I think it's going to be another Miraidon Incineroar lead. As for backs, I definitely need Urshifu, because the Sash is really important against Shadow Rider. The thing is, if I'm bringing these 4 Pokemon, I don't really have any speed control. This is tough. This is tough. I don't actually know what to bring here. I know I want to lead with Miraidon Incin. Do I bring Giraffe just to get up Trick Room for one of my other attackers? I'm just going to try and out-trade them. This might not be correct, but I'm just going to go Incin Miraidon and my other flex attackers and drop my Trick Room Pokemon. We'll see how this goes. I am not confident in this. I think their most likely lead is probably like Chien-Pao Amoonguss to beat Miraidon. They go Chien-Pao Raging Bolt. That also works. That accomplishes a similar goal. Okay. Let's see. So we have a Fake Out. They could just double protect. I could do the crazy play where I Fake Out my own Miraidon so they don't see what I lock into. But I think that's a little too crazy for ladder. Maybe even too crazy for tournament. I'm not as good as the Hoej brothers, so maybe we stay away from making spicy plays like that. I kind of want to Fake Out Chien-Pao and Draco. Ugh. I don't really have a clean way through this Raging Bolt. The good thing for us is Chen Pao's not in a great position here. I really need to get rid of Bolt. I'm gonna go for Fake Out into Chen Pao and Draco Bolt. They could just Terra Ghost Chen Pao and own me. But I think they're just gonna double protect. The reason I want to lock Draco is because I don't want them to... Like, if I lock into Volt Switch, then Raging Bolt just gets a free turn next turn. But if I lock into Draco, now Raging Bolt has to think twice about whether it's staying in, wants to Terra, stuff like that. So now I'm going to switch into Urshifu, because they're going to go for an Ice move into Miraidon. And I'm gonna Parting Shot Chen Pao. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to get into Landorus against Raging Bolt. Okay. This is going to be a very difficult game of positioning because I don't really have great control tools into their team. I always struggle against CSR Zam because my main way to beat faster teams like this, like, you know, Shadow Rider, Chen Pao, Zamazenta, all fast offensive Pokemon, right? So naturally I'd want to set up Trick Room. Problem is, my main way of sweeping through Trick Room is Glacial Lance, and they have Wide Guard on Zamazenta, so I can't sweep them under Trick Room, so I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. It's an uphill battle. It's an uphill battle. Okay, they're gonna Terra Electric. Makes sense. Ice Spinner comes out. I think I'm just sacking Urshifu here. Oh my gosh, they were Life Orb. I could have Flare Blitz to get rid of them. Oh my gosh, don't tell me they Thunderbolted. Okay. What? Oh my gosh, that does so much, even without the terrain. I guess I am Squishy Ensign on the special side. Okay. A lot happened there. We are going to go into Landorus. I could go Miraidon. But I think it needs to be Landorus. And then we Terra Steel, and that's the angle. We're weak to Body Press then, but I don't think there's like any other way we can get through Raging Bolt. How do we get through Raging Bolt plus Chen Pao? Incinersh? Could've gone Incinersh. Okay. I'll make a note for that for later. For now, though... It's like, even though they're -2, Life Orb, Ice Move is probably still just gonna KO me. I could switch into Incineroar to save my Terra, but then what am I Terraing? Yikes. Alright, I'm gonna Aqua Jet to dodge the Thunderclap, Terra Steel, Earth Power. I don't think this game is gonna end very well for me, because what's gonna happen here... Interesting. Okay. What's gonna happen is Zamazenta's gonna come in, and I'm not gonna have a way to resist Body Press, or a good way to KO Zamazenta. I think I still need to play towards Trick Room in this game, just to get Landorus under Trick Room. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've played this matchup like 50 times this format by this point, and I still have no idea what I'm doing. I still have... Oh my gosh, I just got absolutely cooked, y'all. So, that was an overcommitment from me, but I had to go for it because they had the pressure. They had Ice Spinner pressure onto Landorus, and I really didn't have a way to beat that. Honestly, this might just be a forfeitable position. I'm just like completely outpositioned, completely dominated by Zamazenta here. I could Protect and Close Combat crit Zamazenta, that's a win condition. I could Protect and switch to Miraidon, go for an Electrodrift crit, that's a win condition. I could Protect, because I think their play is Body Press Landorus and Thunderclap Urshifu. They should just Thunderbolt Urshifu, actually. Okay, I'm playing for the throw. I'm playing for them to give me Fake Out Substitute next turn, but if they're a good player, they should just go for Thunderbolt, not Thunderclap. I'm trying to bait them. This is something you can do when you're in a completely losing position. Just play for them to throw. I'm playing for the Thunderclap throw, but they should always just Thunderbolt. Oh, okay, they switch. That is also a valid way to potentially throw. Chien-Pao comes back out. Okay. And they just, what, Body Press Landorus? Please? Please? Copium? Not Incineroar? Copium? Okay, okay, okay. Cool. Cool. So now we're not in the worst position I have ever seen in my entire life. Because I can fake out this guy and get up a substitute. Okay. They called it. Well played. I probably should have faked out Chien-Pao. That was obviously riskier, but I'm down, so I need to get calls like that to win. Okay. What can I do? What can I do? I have a sub up, but both Pokemon outspeed me. That means I need some kind of pressure. That means I need to go into Miraidon. I can go into Miraidon and pressure Electrogift plus Earth Power. That's kind of appealing. Urshifu's terrible here, because it just gets outsped by both Pokemon. So it has to be Miraidon. I can Electrogift. I can Electrogift Chien-Pao and Protect. Because here's the thing, I think their play is Crunch slash Sucker Punch into Landorus. The reason I say Crunch is because they don't necessarily know that I am Choice Scarfed. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go for Electro Drift. And I think they should double Landorus here. Ooh, maybe they shouldn't. My gut is telling me to protect Landorus. I don't really have time to calculate all the lines, so I'm just gonna trust my gut and protect Landorus. We'll see how this goes. I think they should double the Landorus slot. Or go for Ice Spinner onto Miraidon, not thinking that I am Scarfed. Okay. Cool. Cool. So I could have gone for Earth Power there, but if I'm trying to play as if it were Open Sheet, and if it were Open Sheet, then they should always Sucker Punch. Yeah. So they doubled. They should always Sucker Punch plus Body Press Landorus there, theoretically. Obviously they could click another move, they're not forced to, but I think it's the move that makes the most sense from their end. So, yeah, that's why I wanted to protect there. Okay. Now, there's another Pokemon that's faster than me in, and it's probably got a Focus Sash. Do I need a double protect? Or do I need an Electrodrift KO into their dude? Is there any way I win without Landorus? No. Is there any way I win if I switch out? No. Yeah, I just need a double protect. Let's see if we get it. Let's see if we get it. Oh! They threw. Now I don't even need the double protect. Because now... Oh, no. No, because they break my sub. No, because they break my sub. Okay. How do I get this Earth Power into this Zam? Maybe I just always need to bring Trick Room to this matchup. Oh my goodness. This is so difficult. I hate these two Pokemon with every fiber of my being. I'm trying to think if there's a world where I can win if I drift and switch to Urshifu. Could drift this guy. I get KO'd. No, that doesn't work. I could... No, because I need Landorus for Bolt. Yeah, I have to drift and sack. Okay. Actually, I could have protected. I could have protected. Because if I protect and they go into the I also could have just earth powered because they called the protect. So my opponent overread. I should have just played balls to the wall. I should have played for the throw because I was in such a bad position. My opponent, it was kind of a 50-50 on that turn, and I opted out of it, and I got punished for it. Man, I hate how hard this game is sometimes. It's literally just these two Pokemon, guys. It's literally just CSR. It's not even Zam, it's literally just CSR. Y'all, if CSR weren't in the game, this format would actually be so healthy. Real? Can I get any reels in the chat for that? Maybe they double Urshifu and throw. Honestly, guys, I should just forfeit. I'm wasting your time making you watch this. Sorry about that. Let's think about the game. I need to bring away... This is just gonna kill as well, by the way. Yeah, no chance. I need to get speed control for Landorus. I think that's the only way I ever win. The problem is, both of my Trick Room Pokemon just... No. Yeah, I need to go Incin plus Ice Rider with Landorus and Urshifu in the back. Oh, but I need Miraidon for a Moongus. Okay, so, yeah, I mean... This is a terrible matchup. I don't know if I can... I mean, I had a 50-50 to win, right? If I just Earth Powers... Well, then they can just Thunderclap. Sorry, guys. My thoughts are so discombobulated. This is my first time doing this, so I don't really know how to commentate as I play. I'm no Aaron Zhang, but... I think I need to lead Ice Rider just to force them to respect Trick Room, and also to force them to respect Glacial Lance and need to bring in Zam to Wide Guard. Because I think if I go Incineroar plus Cali Ice there, I'm in a good spot, because if they go with CSR Zam, I have Fake Out Zam plus Terra Water Trick Room. Oh, but then they can just body press Incin. Honestly, y'all, I don't know. If you know how to beat CSR Zam with Miraidon Ice Rider, let me know in the comments, because I have no freaking clue. Next game. Yeah, by the way, CSR Zamazenta is easily the best archetype in the format, and if you want to win Worlds, you should play it. The reason I'm playing Ice Rider Miraidon is because I want to be quirky and original. Even though this team concept is not original at all, I don't want to use the best thing. I want to be better than the best thing. It's my ego. I gotta stroke my ego, so I play Calios Miraidon. Anyways, let's see what we got here. This looks like an Electric Seed Terapagos team. So Terapagos is annoying because he sets up and he doesn't take very much damage. Let's see. We probably have the initiative if we lead with Incineroar. We really want Trick Room up for Incin, Ice Rider, or maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Problem is they're gonna get the Electric Seed boost. I gotta find a way to line up a close combat into them, or just keep them down with parting shots. I definitely need to lead Incin so that I have parting shot pressure onto the Terapagos so it doesn't get too out of hand. The only things they have that can really beat Incin are Miraidon and Treads. But I can Fake Out Treads, get into Trick Room. I can Terra Water Ice Rider. Let's try this. Let's try this. Definitely need Urshifu because it's positive into Treads, Incin, and Terapagos. And I have Sash for Miraidon and Fluttermane and their other friends. Okay, Miraidon Treads. This is a fantastic lead for me. Yeah, this is really good. So, people like Treads because they say it counters Ice Rider Miraidon, but I think it's a terrible Pokemon because it has like a base 100 attack stat. So after an Intimidate, I'm actually not worried about the Treads at all. Here's where closed team sheet's pretty annoying because they could be like Terra Ghost on Treads, and I have no way of knowing that, so a Fake Out into them isn't necessarily safe. So I'm thinking about Fake Out Miraidon Glacial Lance, I'm thinking about Fake Out Miraidon Trick Room, I'm thinking about Fake Out Treads Glacial Lance. I think those are the 3 best possible turns I could do. Here's the thing, if they Terra Treads, they can't Terra Miraidon, and I think that's bad, so I don't think they're going to Terra Treads. I think they're just going to either Terra Miraidon or hard switch out. So I'm going to Fake Out Treads and go for Glacial Lance. Okay. And now if they don't Terra Ghost, this is really good. Okay, Terra Poggers comes out. Probably gonna get a defense boost, I would presume, here. They do. Please don't Terra Ghost. Okay, good. Don't be Covert Cloak. I mean, if they're Covert Cloak -1, is this even a real Pokemon anyways? Okay. Cool, so this is a really positive turn 1. The reason I didn't want to set up Trick Room there is because I want Miraidon to come in and have pressure, and also Urshifu's going to be faster than their Terrapagos. I was just trying to think about what the board would be on the next turn. So, the whole point of Incin was that we had parting pressure on a Terrapagos, like we said in Team Preview, so I'm going to capitalize on that. And then I'm going to go for another Glacial Lance. Pretty simple play here. Okay, they're going for Rock Slide for flinches because Iron Treads is a terrible Pokemon, and it's the only thing they can do is Hacks me, so that makes sense. Please don't flinch. If I don't flinch, this turn is amazing. Okay, that's good. We are going to go into Urshifu here because it pressures Terrapagos. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, guys, don't use Iron Treads, okay? Please, for me. What could they go into here? They could go Miraidon, but I have Focus Sash on Urshifu. If they have Sinistra, that would be annoying. If they have Incineroar, that would be annoying. They can Intimidate. Oh, but they have Flutter Mane. Okay, that's actually pretty good for us. It's actually really good for... I think we just win the game off this, because how do they stop Close Combat plus Glacial Lance? And they're Booster Energy. They're not Sash. So they just died to Glacial Lance. Oh my gosh. Y'all, is the game over? Is the game, like, over? Hold on. I'm gonna be a nerd and do a calc. I actually don't know how much Close Combat does to +1. +1 Terrapagos. Close Combat. Terrapagos. +1 defense. Probably doesn't get there. So I'm gonna Stellar Terra, because I don't really think I need to Terra anything else. Just in case. I mean, the game is kind of sealed anyways, so I think it's worth just blowing the Terra here. We see the beautiful Terra animation. They are going to Terra as well. I really don't think it matters what they Terra. They're going to Terra the turtle to get more health. Makes sense. Stellar Terra also covered for this, so it was important to go for. Okay. Yo, real talk, they could have just gone for, like, Icy Wind Starstorm, and I think I would have lost. So, maybe going for Terra was bad. Oh, they live! Okay, going for Terra was definitely bad then. I should have just regular CC'd. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. 100% should have just regular CC'd there, and the reason is, if they Icy Wind Starstorm, I live, and if they go for Moonblast Starstorm, then the combination of Glacial Lance plus Close Combat should KO the Terapagos anyways, and in fact that was always optimal because, as we saw, Close Combat doesn't even KO Terapagos with the Stellar Terra. So, we could have lost there. Actually, it wouldn't have necessarily been a loss because I still would have gotten the Glacial Lance off and I still have 2 Pokemon left. But it would have been a much less clean win. Now I can just go for Fake Out Glacial Lance and the game's over. I can go for Fake Out Trick Room just in case their Miraidon has Protect. Try to think of all the ways you can lose. That's what I didn't do on the last turn and I almost got punished for it, but they didn't go for Icy Wind! Yeah, I shouldn't have Stellar Terra'd. That's on me. They cancel the battle. Alright. I don't really know how long to make these, so I think 3 games seems like a good starting point. Maybe in the future I'll do longer episodes, but I think that's gonna do it for now. Let's see where we end up on the ladder. 876, so we climbed a little bit, went 2 for 1, and I really enjoyed that. I thought we could have played a little better against the Ice Rider Kyogre, but we got that crit. I have no idea what I'm doing against CSR Zam. Please help. This is part of the point of this series, is so that I can get better, and through me getting better, hopefully you guys get better as well. So let's put our heads together. How do we beat Shadow Rider Zamazenta? How do we let this thing not win Worlds? Because honestly, I think it's going to win Worlds. I don't really see any other archetype winning. And then we got a good game against the Terapagos player, which was pretty safe for us the entire way through. The only things that could have gone wrong were Rock Slide flinch, and then obviously I misplayed going for the Stellar Terra on Urshifu that turn. That could have been optimized. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with this episode. Didn't bring Giraffe at all, but this is only 3 games, small sample size, so I'll play throughout the week. We'll see if we have a different team next time or if it's unchanged, but yeah, that's going to do it all. Hopefully you learned something from this, and thank you for watching.